Alright, good versus evil. Does it exist? Well, sure. That's how we got in this place in the first place. We were in Garden of Eden, at one with God, chilling, angels, everything's abundant, everything's love. What happens? Well, for whatever reason, call it a serpent, call it whatever you want to call it, but we were able to. Actually, fuck, I just figured it out. Hey, okay, the serpent is a stuck energy that was in the body. Basically, at some point, the human body was able to hold on to trauma, just like animals do. But for whatever reason, instead of just flapping our wings and going on and being at one with God, we were able to see this, oh wait, good versus evil. You know what? I don't want this energy to flow through me. I want to stop this. I want to stop this. No, no, no. And because of that, the energy got trapped inside of our body. So the Kundalini is always being personified as a snake. And that's what was in the Garden of Eden as well. The snake tempted you. So basically, because of the energy inside the body, that caused the nervous system to overreact, and essentially that caused the birth of the ego. The ego is an overstimulated nervous system. So the ego was created because of trapped survival energies, fight or flight energies in the body. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so now, thousands and thousands of years later, the ego and this mind story and all this stuff has evolved. And now we have all this pain stuck in our bodies, which is trapped survival energies from various situations that have happened throughout our life, that instead of, allowing us to properly rage out or properly fight back or properly run away, for whatever reason, we didn't do that, And so the energy got stuck, and we're like, oh. And that's what neuroticism is, It's energy inside your body that wants to get out, but your ego's like, no, can't. So then, we're at war with ourselves, and that's the separation from God, is basically the stuck survival energies that instead of being like ducks and animals and every other plant, animal kingdom species, and just flapping our wings and moving on, we were like, no. So we got stuck. And so then we created these egos, and we had language, and we had all these things, and we created these stories. And now, though, we're coming into the next phase where essentially this experiment of the good and the evil and the mind programming and all that stuff, it was good because it got us from animal to demigod. But now we're getting into place where we can go back to source, back to God, back to oneness. And how we do this is we got to release good and evil in our minds. You can't have evil without good, and you can't have good without evil. So if you're attached to good, you will always be haunted by evil. It just is inevitable. So you just got to give up the story completely. Give up the story in the mind completely. There's nothing in the mind that could actually mean anything. It's just words that just come out based on the survival energies. So really the issue is the survival energies that are stuck. Those are what are causing the thoughts, the anxiety, the panic, all that stuff that's from the survival energies stuck in the body. So it's all about releasing that survival energy. And how you do that is go into complete stillness. Imagine that your spine is completely straight and that there's an anchor of golden light going from the base of your spine to what they call the third eye, in between your forehead, the top of the spine. That's your anchor. And if you can anchor there, then you'll just feel the energies start to swirl around. Those are all the energies starting to release that have been trapped for days, weeks, maybe years. There's also something called trauma releasing exercises, where you can do wall sits, calf raises, leg press, stuff like that. Get your legs moving, and then once your legs are adequately worn out, then you lay down and you essentially flap your legs a little bit and allow your body to do contractions, and that's essentially allowing the stuck survival energy to be released. And once that's released, that releases the cause of the thoughts and the fears and the phobias and all that stuff. That's all secondary to the energy. The energy is what causes it. So folks, I just want to share this stuff because I think it's important, because I think this is the most important thing on the planet. Because if we stop fighting against ourselves, we'll stop fighting against our neighbors, and then we'll stop fighting against country to country, and then that's how we start to have a revolution, folks. That's what it's all about. So Heal your own trauma. Heal your own mind. That is the solution. From there, everything else will follow. That is the purpose of your soul, as far as I can see it. And I love you all, and I thank you for listening. And I'm going to keep making these videos because just like a dog can't bark, you know, this guy can't not make videos about enlightenment, because that's what I just do, because I want to talk about this shit. Ever since I was 21 and I took the first hit of weed and I was like, whoa, holy shit, I understand something. And I told my buddy this long paper that I wrote about the ego and the soul. I didn't even really know what the hell that meant, but I just kept telling him, and I was like, you know, this is what I'm going to do for a living, right? He's like, what are you talking about, man? That's crazy. He's like, no, I don't know how or why or what it means, but I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. This is who I am. He was like, you're crazy, man. And I was like, that's fine. And then I went to Asia and I did all sorts of stuff, and it's been 5 years later. But yeah, I mean, this is who I am. This is what it's about, because I think this is important, because there's no reason why we should be separate from God or from each other at any point. And that's what I want to share. So, one love. Best day of my life. No big deal. Peace.